Welcome back to Three Market Minds. I'm Bill with Abdu and Anagalu. And let me get over to Zoom. Okay, so yeah, welcome everyone to Three Market Minds. Let's go over the disclaimer real quick. All right. Welcome back to Three Market. Oops, sorry. I got the volume on my phone.
No, it's me. Sorry.
Okay. Let me get over to Zoom. Okay, so yeah, welcome everyone. Where's the disclaimer? Let's go over the disclaimer real quick. 1 second, everyone. I'm having an issue with the disclaimer for some reason. There we go. Okay.
No, it's me. Sorry.
Yeah, there we go. All right, good. Okay, I got the disclaimer up. Okay. I got the agenda showing.
There's still echo.
Yeah, make sure you turn off the volume on your cell phones if you guys are watching this. Okay, here we go. So, there we go. All right, good. Okay, I got the disclaimer up. Oh, you know what? I think it's me actually. Sorry. Yeah, make sure you turn off the volume on your cell phones if you guys are watching this.
You see the delay?
Okay, here we go. So yeah, I'm not sure what that delay is. Oh, you know what? I think it's me actually. Sorry. Shoot, what is causing that?
My volume is muted for the live stream. It's muted.
Yeah, me too. I've muted the volume on my phone.
Abdul, can you make sure it's muted on your end too?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even.
Dude, what is causing that?
Is it muted on your end? My volume is muted for the live stream. It's muted.
Yeah, me too. It's really strange.
Abdul, can you make sure it's muted on your end too?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even.
Sorry, everybody. Just bear with us. We got technical issues we're trying to resolve. It's really strange.
And Anagul, if you are using, okay, so your computers.
Just bear with us. We got technical issues we're trying to resolve.
Okay, I'm gonna turn off the whole video. What about now?
I mean, I can hear you.
Okay, I think there's one more echo.
Bill?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that solved it, whatever Anagul did.
Okay.
Yeah, I just turned off the whole everything.
Okay, good. All right, thanks. Yeah. All right. Okay, good. All right, let's get back on track. Okay, so disclaimer. This is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. We are not professionals. Do your own research. All right, let's look at the next one. Okay, so answer your questions. I didn't see any questions, so we can skip that one. So we'll take a look at the stock market. We'll look at the S&P 500, NVIDIA, SpaceX, Tesla, Bitcoin, MicroStrategy, Microsoft, Now, and Hood. And then the discussion point for this week is AI money rotating into other sectors? Did we just see the start of a rotation? So let's go ahead, remove that, and then let's take a look at Trading View. Let's open up Trading View. Oops. Okay, I gotta open it up again. This up. Okay, it looks like we're good. All right. But I got to share in Zoom. I also got to share in Zoom the Trading View chart. So let me do that real quick. Oh, this share is disabled. Can you Anagalu, can you enable sharing? Yeah, no problem. Just let me know when it's enabled.
There it is. Should be good now.
Okay. All right. Trading View, share. Okay, great. So I got I got TradingView up, and we're looking at the S&P 500. Yeah, that's what we're looking at. Huh. I didn't realize it made like a big it made a huge doji on Friday. I did not realize that. Let me get rid of this for a second. You see that? A huge doji cross. So that's where the start price, the price at the start of the day equals the price at the end of the day. Almost, I mean, it's green, so it's a little bit positive, but it's pretty much exactly the same. That's
Like
a big.
when the bottom wick and the top wick is almost the same, right?
Yeah, the bottom wick's a little longer, but it's that's a long wick though. That's a big range. Really interesting. Usually dojis mean uncertainty. But yeah, there's a lot of uncertainty in the market. That's definitely true. But overall I thought Friday was actually a really good day, just considering how bad Wednesday and Thursday were. I thought Wednesday and Thursday were really bad, even though Micron had really good earnings. I don't know. You know what? I'm not really invested in Micron or SanDisk, and those were the big winners. But I thought Friday went really well. What are you guys seeing? What are you guys seeing for the S&P 500?
You wanna go?
Abdu, yeah, what are you seeing?
He's muted.
Sorry, I was muted. Um, Honestly, this is okay. For one, the chart is looking. I mean, I'm looking at like the daily.
Yeah,
You know how it was just like ridiculous. It was just like hyperbolic. Going now, it's just kind of looking realistic, which
yeah,
is good. I know some people lose money in this time, but it's good. I mean, we need this pullback so that things are not overvalued and people are not too greedy and all that stuff.
yeah,
But it's just it's still. I mean, I have it all the way to 697. It could even that is on the daily. It will be a lower high.
Oh yeah,
So I mean, it's okay. Overall, it's okay unless you are a short-term trader. Even if you're a short-term trader, I think that's fine. Yeah, I think, but for the day itself, it's like it is like a lot of volatility, to say the least.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of stuff going on, between. I mean, there was the stuff with the Fed. There was because the Fed's going through a big transition right now under new leadership. Then there's also the war. Then there's also earnings, Micron's earnings, and there's also the SpaceX IPO, which was really volatile. But overall, I agree with you though. Overall, the chart still looks bullish, and we're just getting like some bullish consolidation here. We're getting some consolidation, chopping sideways. So I don't see any reason to panic, sell, and get out of the market. But I do think it is important to position yourself correctly. You want to be in the right assets, because not everything is going to go up, and not everything's so you want to be in the right ones. What about you and Agalu? What do you see?
I think in the short term it is it looks like a reversal because it was going down, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, there's a possibility, like Abdul was saying, going all the way down to like 690, but it's
Yeah.
still on the trajectory is to the top, right? And like you were saying with the Fed, what surprised me is that, even though he was expected to lower interest, and this guy is saying, he's not gonna do that. So they're gonna actually just keep it interesting by not like announcing that, they're not gonna lower it. So it's not gonna be easy to predict.
You know what's another problem is there is a lot of confusion with the Fed, because I did think I saw a report that said half of the board wants to actually increase interest rates and the other half doesn't, something like that. And then Warsh isn't saying what he wants to do. But I've also heard things that he's saying one thing, right? He's being very ambiguous, but really he does have a plan, and his plan is to lower the interest rates, but he doesn't want to come out and say it. He wants to be ambiguous. And so there's conflicting reports, there's uncertainty, and that's never good for the market, because when there's uncertainty, people are gonna sell off. Let's see what happens Monday, because if we do open up on Monday and get a nice green candle, then this is, this pattern here is without making a bullish pattern, kind of like a doji morning star. But typically the doji morning stars, you want to see it, they're more effective if it's at like the bottom of the market, and we're not at the bottom, we're still at the top. But I'd still rather have it open, open green on Monday. If it opens green on Monday, that'd be a nice bullish symbol. Let's move on to some charts. Let's just go down the line here. Let's take a look at Nvidia. So Nvidia, man, I tell you what, I'm just kind of been disappointed in owning Nvidia for the last, I don't know, like the last 6 months. It just really hasn't done much. I mean, like if you had bought Micron's up, 300%, 400%. Same thing with SanDisk, ARM. Well, no, ARM is maybe up like 200, 300%. And Nvidia never really participated in the rally. And it's just been going down since May. Like this whole last month, it's just been going down. That said, though, I think it's at a good entry point. It's getting near the 200-day moving average. It's getting in, and right below that is the 50-week moving average. So I think Nvidia is a good buy here. And if there is a big AI sell-off, because there was a big AI sell-off on Friday, right? Micron was down 7%, ARM was down 4%, SanDisk was down 10%, Bloom Energy was down 18%, but Micron was only down 1.6%, right? So if the AI names start selling off really badly, I'm sorry, Nvidia was only down 1.6%. So it's a safe one to hold, right? You want to be an AI, but you want to minimize your downside risk. I think Nvidia is a good one. What do you guys think?
I guess that's like the next point we're gonna cover, but there's seems to be like a little, profit taking.
Yeah.
I think it's typical. It's been doing that for the past like at least 2 years or so.
Yeah.
And it might also be that capital rotation stuff that we're gonna talk about. Yeah.
That said, though, if we get a green candle on Monday, now this one looks like it's in a better position for a morning star pattern, a Japanese candlestick morning star pattern. Because if we get a green candle Monday, and then maybe some follow up after that would be a nice bullish reversal symbol, a morning star pattern right at the 200-day moving average. But I do caution about trying to anticipate candlestick patterns. It's better to wait until the pattern has formed, and then once it's formed and you got confirmation, then get in. I don't recommend trying to jump in ahead of time. But I still think this is a good place to add right here, because you do have the 200-day moving average right there and the 50-week moving average. So, Nvidia, that might be one, you could start DCAing. What do you think, Abdu?
It's muted again. What do you think is the target, like in the next month or so for Nvidia?
Well, I don't think in the next month. I do have a target here because there's a giant bull flag that it's formed, and so I do have a target of 285. But it's an enormous bull flag. It's a huge bull flag, and it could take months. It could take months to reach the target. So here's the bull flag that I drew out for Nvidia. but this is a giant, like 6 month bull flag. So it could take another 6 months for it to, to get to that target. But I would say end of year. I think a good end of year target for Nvidia is like 285.
So it's like it's a good entry point then, right?
I think so. I think it's because every time,
It's
look,
very
every
close
time
to the which
that's the 200-day moving average and the 50-week
it's
moving
very close
average.
to that
Yeah.
one.
So the last time, I mean, it's broken through the 200-day, but when it gets to the 50-week, it bounces, and then whenever it gets below the 200-day or the 50-week, it'll consolidate and then move higher. So that's what I was saying. It's a good time to DCA because even if it does drop more, you just keep buying every week. It's a good time to DCA. And Nvidia did raise their dividend. They increased it by like 10x or something. So now you get like 25 cents per share. Which is, it's okay. I think it's actually more than Apple. Like I think it's even a better dividend than Apple. So I was able to get like I got like a couple $100 and I got it on Friday, but I didn't buy Nvidia. I bought Tesla with it. Because I think actually, you know what? Why don't we move on? Let's take a look at Tesla real quick. I think Tesla is another one that's in a good position to start DCAing because it's also below the 200-day moving average and the 50-week moving average, and that's a bearish or not, that's a bullish engulfing candle. You see how the body of that's a nice hammer, so it's an inverted hammer, and then it's engulfing the previous day's doji. So if we get some upside on Monday. What is that called? If we get another green candle, I think it's called a 3 inside up or something like that, or 3 outside up, something like that. So this is another one I think is good to add.
Even for a short-term trade, I think for like a week, I think it's a good one.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Because it's like it's a support that for how old is that support? Like
yeah, there's good support there. There is good support there. Yeah. And it does seem like it's sold off after SpaceX went public, so that might.
that's what I was gonna ask. Like, what do you think? Why is you see any relationship between SpaceX and Tesla in terms of the?
Not yet. I mean, what I was seeing before, it seemed like when SpaceX was going up, Tesla was going down, and then SpaceX was going down, but then Tesla also went down. So I think there's not enough data yet to see what kind of correlation there is. But yeah, let's take a look at SpaceX. Let's move on to SpaceX real quick. So to me, SpaceX looks like it's finding a bottom. Right?
Yeah.
And look at that. See, it's getting a lot of good support. Now the IPO price was $135, but then when it did open and go public, it went public at like 150. So that's acting like really good support. So this is actually another one that I think is a good opportunity to DCA. And I have been buying SpaceX. I haven't been buying the stock. What I've been buying is the pre-stocks, because the pre-stock is on sale right now for like it's for like $107. And the only thing about the pre-stock is you have to wait 6 months before you can convert it to the tokenized SpaceX stock. But I have no problem waiting 6 months, so I'd rather buy it at like 105 than buy it at 157. In fact, I wanted to show you guys. Let me show you what I'm talking about with the pre-stock.
How did the price move after the IPO, the pre-stock? Why is it still called pre-stock?
It went down. Because people got really upset about the way that they were doing the conversion. I guess it's still called pre-stock because it's not. Let me see. Where is it? There's SpaceX. There's 3 market pound. Huh. I don't see it there. I don't know. That's just the name of the product. Oops. Okay, let me bring it up. Yeah, there it is. Watch list. Okay, cool. All right, now let me Let me do the same thing in Zoom so you guys can see the pre-stock. Stop sharing. Let me share the pre-stock table. Yeah, okay. Can you see it? Can you see the pre-stocks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can see the SpaceX pre-stock is at, well, it's actually at 102 right now. It's gone down a little bit. But you can buy this at 102, and SpaceX is trading at 150. So you buy this at 102, and then in 6 months, it's called a pre-stock because it's not, it doesn't actually represent a share of the stock. All it represents is like that IOU. But in 6 months, you can convert it to an actual tokenized share of SpaceX. So, yeah, so it pre-stocks during the IPO, the pre-stocks crashed because people didn't want to wait 6 months to convert the pre-stocks into the SpaceX stock. That's what I'm guessing.
That makes sense.
Because there's very little liquidity. I mean, you can see there's 11,000 holders. The liquidity is only $47,000. It's not much liquidity. So, if it only takes a few people to get impatient and decide they don't want to own it anymore, and then they sell it and then crash the price. But I'm patient. I'm patient, and I've made money on pretty much all of my pre-stock investments. Well, with Anduril, because I got out of Anduril and Neuralink, I lost like $50 on those.
Yeah, that's the another one that I'm looking at. I feel like that's a very good stock. If it ever goes to IPO.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually thinking about getting back into it too. And then the Neuralink one is here also, and they're both at a discount to compare to the compared to like the prices trading at other secondary exchanges. But yeah, so if you wanna buy these, what I could do is maybe next week I can do a whole segment, show people how to buy this stuff with the Solana wallet. But yeah, you need a Solana wallet, and you need to send USCD. You need to send the stablecoin, or UCSD. Was it USCD? Sorry, I can't think right now. But anyway, you just send the stablecoin to your Phantom wallet, and then you can buy it on the Jupiter exchange. And that's what I'm on right now. I'm on the Jupiter exchange. So why don't we do that next week? Next week,
Yeah, that's a
I'll
great
buy
idea.
some Anduro, and I'll show you how to do it, and we'll do it live on stream. Okay, let me get back to the charts. Let me go back to Zoom.
See, can we also look at AMD and Intel?
Oh, yeah.
Intel had a partnership announcement with Apple, and that kind of drove the price up. I don't know if that was last week or the week before.
Yeah, we'll take a look at all of those. Okay, so so we looked at Nvidia, SpaceX, Tesla. Yeah, let's take a look at AMD. The chart still looks really bullish, even though it was down. It wasn't down that bad on Friday. It was only down 2%. It looks good. AMD still looks good. Really bullish. My only worry is I am starting to see some weakness in other AI plays. All right, not AMD, but let me show you. Like Micron's getting real. There's a lot of red candles, right? It's like 4 red candles in a row.
How was the earnings report?
It was great. No, the earnings was amazing. And it was up like 20%. This is the earnings, right? It jumped 20%. But I wanted to show like ARM. ARM is starting to show a little bit of weakness. There was another one. I think it was Avgo. Yeah, okay, so Avgo, their problem is like they had great earnings, but then their I think it was when they're updating their forecast, right? They didn't revise their forecasting or something like that, saying like, oh yeah, we're gonna make another 10x our money next year's. Anyway, there's just certain AI stocks I'm starting to see a little bit of weakness. I mean, Bloom Energy, this one looks kind of really bad because you got like a bearish engulfing candle. followed up by another 18% drop. So I am starting to see some weakness in in some AI names. Like let's take a quick look at some other ones real quick. Oracle. Yeah, like Oracle, that doesn't look good. What else
That
is
went
there?
all the way below the
I tried
200 and average, right?
yeah. Yeah, Oracle. I tried trading Oracle last year and it just did not work out. And so now I'm just kind of staying away from it. It just seems to be
So, hi.
yeah, hey.
Sorry, I was
Yeah.
having technical difficulty. No, I was so about MD, right?
Yeah, let's go back to AMD. Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
one thing I was thinking is like, okay, I remember talking, is feeling or like thinking the same way about SNDK, SanDisk, and MU. Like I was like, okay, it's getting weaker, or like it's too stretched, and then they just keep going and going and going. So right now, if you put like put the three of them side by side, you'll see that uh, AMD is doing something like both did, like MU and SND
yeah.
SanDisk. Like if you open three charts at the same time, and
I don't
if
know
you
how
look at them,
to. I don't know how to do that, but they look similar. I mean, they do look similar. Micron.
they look
Yeah,
very.
they do look really similar.
So I'm gonna.
And that said, AMD is AMD is still a really strong play. I mean, after Nvidia, I think they're the number two chip maker, and Micron and SanDisk are still really good. It's just they are really overbought, but can they get more overbought? Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and AMD's still a solid pick. Yeah, sorry. So yeah, what else were you thinking? What else were you thinking, Abdu?
I was thinking like Apple. Apple is like the when they announced price increase.
It did.
I think on Thursday,
Yeah.
it went down like by $15, and then yesterday it went up a lot.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's
Yeah,
I
the
mean
huge
the
gap.
Apple the Apple chart is still really bullish, just same thing like we've always talked about with these Magnificent Seven stocks, right? If the price gets below the 200-day moving average, the 50-week moving average, it's a good time to buy because they'll get back above it.
Yeah.
So it's one to watch. It's still above the 200-day moving average. So it's and it did have a nice recovery. It's just, man, it's so hard to time the bottom. It's so hard to time the bottom. But yeah, we just keep watching it, right? We just keep watching it. But let's, you know what? Why don't we move on to our talking point, our discussion point, because we're showing all these all these stocks that are going down, all these AI stocks that are going down, but a couple of or I would say most of the software as a service stock had huge days on Friday, huge days. So let's look at Microsoft first. Now this was a big move. I mean, 5%, 5.7% for Microsoft, and then look at that volume. Look at that volume candle. That volume is enormous. That's so much volume. And it's forming like a double bottom, right? Because you can see over here back in March is the last time it got this low, and it seems to be bouncing off of that level. And then actually that level goes all the way back to last year. That's a good support level right there. So this one looked like like an obviously good entry point. What do you guys think? Do you think so my theory is what I saw, right? Because I saw Microsoft moving up on Friday, and I also saw Now moving up on Friday, and some of the other ones, some of the other SaaS stocks like CRM, I think, is another one that moved up. And I see all these AI stocks going down a bunch, right? Like SanDisk down 10%, Bloom Energy down 18%. And then I see the SaaS stocks going up, and I'm just thinking, well, this looks like a rotation. This looks like money's rotating out of AI and going back into like Microsoft or ServiceNow. So I went ahead and bought more ServiceNow. I doubled my ServiceNow position on Friday, and yeah, we'll look at that chart next. But what do you guys think about Microsoft?
Yeah, I'm with you with that one. I think um, it's like, for after this the AI build up, I think it's time for the deployments. And for that, a lot of these companies are needed. They need the service people, like the ServiceNow, Snowflake, and
Yeah, and
so Microsoft provides that type of service.
and these are
Yeah.
still AI companies, right? It's not like
Yeah.
AI is replacing these SaaS stocks. These SaaS stocks, they're rotating into AI. I mean, Microsoft has Copilot. ServiceNow has like their what is it? AI control tower or something like that. I keep seeing
Yeah.
commercials for that all over the place.
It's called auto or something.
So all yeah, so the money has been flowing into the memory, right? The memory stocks for AI. That's the Micron and the SanDisk and now it
But I
seems
think that what these guys, the people like ServiceNow provide is, besides the AI, I
yeah,
think it's the specialists, like the consultants,
like the
the actual
agents, the AI
technical
agents.
service.
Yeah. Well, let's look at the yeah, so what do you think, Abdu? Do you think we got a rotation going on here? Or do you think this is just like a one day thing?
It's I mean, it's not gonna last much longer, but for those, for like for things, for Microsoft and ServiceNow,
Yeah, let's take a look at
I think that's a good. This might just like kind of they might bounce back up, just just using this situation.
yeah, so yeah, these guys are definitely at the bottom, right?
Mhm.
Whereas you look at like a Micron or AMD or ARM, I mean these guys are they're at the top. ARM looks pretty weak. Whereas like Microsoft and ServiceNow, they've been selling off for honestly, it's like a
For a while.
month. It's like a month, right? Yeah, since the
Yeah. So
beginning of
if you're in
June.
a situation, you're looking at these companies as a good opportunity to get into.
Yeah, and it's still AI. Like ServiceNow is they're really pivoting into their AI right into the AI market. And yeah, like I said, I so now I'm like fully invested in my AI in my ServiceNow position. And yeah, we'll see what it does. It's way below the 200-day and the 50-week moving average, and the previous high I think is all the way back here at 230. So that's a good, that's a lot of room to grow if this is the bottom. And then even if this isn't the bottom, I mean, I can't see it going much lower, right? 83's got some big support there.
So I also read a while ago that there was a lot of contracts that were suspended because of the war in the Middle East,
mm,
like the big ones that they had with in Dubai and stuff like that.
oh,
So once those are back on, I'm sure it will just kind of drive it up.
let's take a look at some other SaaS names, right? Let's look at let's see how they all did because Microsoft ServiceNow had huge days. So here's Salesforce.com. Decent day, 5%. But I mean, you can see it's honestly, this chart looks worse than
Very
the.
similar, isn't it?
Yeah. No, it's definitely similar, right? It's the last month. It's just been going down, and now it's bouncing. That's why I think this is like a sector wide rotation, right? So we got money coming out of the AI memory stocks and some of these other ones, and then moving into the SaaS stocks. What's the other one you said? Snowflake. Let's take a look at that
I
one.
think Snowflake might be
Snow.
it's the product, like a
Oops.
Salesforce product, something
Snowflake.
like that. Oh, actually, never mind.
Actually, Snowflake. That chart looks pretty good. Oh, that's interesting. It's making like a bull flag.
Yeah.
Huh.
These are like sales people. That's the way I look at them,
Okay. The Snowflake chart's not bad. It's interesting. It's definitely one to watch. Yeah. Let's see what Okay. Okay. Yeah, but now's the one that now's the one that we both really like. And we'll just keep an eye on it. Hopefully it'll work out. What do you think, Abdu?
He's on mute again.
Oh,
Yeah.
No.
No, this is good. I think this is the no. You guys are like on the right track. I agree with everything you guys just said.
Okay.
Yeah, just if you have enough liquid cash sitting around, it's a good time to get into these things.
Well,
This stuff.
I mean, I'll be honest. What I'm doing, because I don't have much liquid cash. What I'm doing is I'm selling Nvidia. Like I mean, I still have 90% of my Nvidia, like 91%, but I did sell about 9% of my Nvidia over the last month, and I've been putting it into well, now ServiceNow, Hood. I mean, that's about it right now, really, because I'm not too liquidy. I'm also not very liquid. But hopefully this will work out. I did want to follow up last week on STRC because that was a trade I was talking about, and it did not work out for me, and I had to get out of it. So this is, yeah, it gets, oh man. So when we talked on Friday, or when we talked last week, I think we were here, right? And then I was hoping that this hammer would be the start of a reversal. Monday was okay. I mean, it's, still not too bad. Tuesday I was starting to get a little worried, and then Wednesday I was like, okay, that's it. I kind of, I guess you could say it hit my stop limit, and so I got out of it. And you know what? I needed the money for rent. And if I was like, well, I need some money for rent. If I'm going to sell something, I'll just sell this, right? I don't want to sell my Nvidia or my Tesla. I'd rather just sell this thing. But no, it's not doing well. And we could take a look at Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's been okay. I mean, Bitcoin did sell off last week, and it got down to like 58,000, and people were panicking. But then it moved up Friday. It made a nice strong move Friday, got back above 60K. 60K is a very important level, and it's staying at 60K right now. So hopefully it doesn't break down, and we hold 60K. But it just looked, yeah. I really hope it works out for Michael Saylor and everybody else is invested in STRC. But I couldn't risk it anymore. Like I said, I needed the rent money. I can't gamble with my rent money. And then yeah, go ahead.
Good reason.
Yeah. Well, and then with these trades too, you want to have a stop limit, right? If you're doing it, okay, if you're investing, right, you got something you really believe in, like Bitcoin or Tesla, and it starts going down. Well, you just DCA, you keep adding more, This was a trade, right? This was a trade. I was hoping to make like $500. Instead, I probably lost like $300. But but if it's a trade, you want to limit your loss. So yeah, that was probably about a 10%. Was it 300? Anyway, yeah, go ahead.
What is it? Can you tell me more about this STRC?
So it's a dividend paying product, right? It pays a dividend. All you have to, so you buy it, you hold it, and every month they pay you a dividend that's like 11% of your investment, and they pay you cash. And it's supposed to be stable at $100. And you could see it was at $100 for a really, really long time, for months and months and months. So people were just holding their money in here. Think of it like maybe like a bond or something like that, right? Or keeping your money in the bank, and then every month you get a dividend payment. Now it has lost the peg before, right? It has lost the peg at 100 before, but it always recovered. So there and back in November, end of 2025, and then here this is beginning of 2026 February, and then it was stable for a really, really long time. Except now it's kind of falling apart. Well, not completely falling apart when it goes to zero.
What's causing that?
People selling it. That's all it is. People selling it. Right? It's just buy and sell pressure. People don't want to hold it anymore. They're worried it's going to go to
Do
zero.
you think it will go back up when Bitcoin goes up?
Yeah, I think so. Like if Bitcoin gets back to 70K, 80K, it'll come back up. And then also the other thing, as the price of this drops, the interest rate increases. So they're probably paying like 13% now. But everyone's so panicked. Everyone's just really panicked about Bitcoin and MicroStrategy, and so there's just a lot of fear. And when there's a lot of fear, people are going to panic and panic sell and overreact. And yeah, I mean, maybe there's a lot of people in my situation there that that needed the money for something else, and so we didn't want to keep it there. But yeah, we'll see. It needs to get back to 100. But now that said, though, Saylor, he did move another like $1 billion or a lot of money into cash to pay for this dividend, and now they have enough money to pay for this dividend for like a year or something like that. So they'll be able to keep paying the dividend. But boy, I'm going to stay away from it. It's just too risky right now. And then MicroStrategy, unfortunately, I've been talking about for weeks how MicroStrategy hadn't made a new low in 2026 compared to Bitcoin, but it finally did break that level. And then when it broke that level, it really started to fall apart. That said, though, MicroStrategy is going to do what Bitcoin does. So if Bitcoin can recover, and like I was showing in the chart, Bitcoin's holding the 60K. It's hugely important that it holds a 60K. If it doesn't hold 60K, we could go down to 50K. I don't see Bitcoin going much lower than that. And actually, what I did start buying, I started buying Bitcoin. I bought like $500 of Bitcoin yesterday, and I'm gonna just start DCAing Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin right now is a good one to DCA. Like every 2 weeks you buy $500 or whatever you can buy, and then just keep adding that. But it could go a lot lower, and I think it's just too risky to hold MicroStrategy or STRC right now. If you're going to invest in crypto, I would buy Bitcoin. That said, though, Solana had a good day on Friday. Also, Solana was up like 8%. But if you don't have any crypto, just buy Bitcoin right now. Yeah, but what do you guys think? That's kind of that's the crypto wrap up.
I think so. I think that's good.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
well.
Yeah, we'll just keep an eye on it and see what happens. But it's all about Bitcoin. It's all about Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin going to do? Why do we even have this here? I'm not sure. Not sure why I got that line there. Okay, sorry. All right. What other charts you guys want to look at?
I'm looking to Intel.
Yeah, that's right. You asked me about Intel. Okay, let's take a look at Intel. Intel looks good. Man, this is another one that just looks so good, right? I remember when Trump announced that the government was buying Intel, like way back here.
Yeah.
And I think he even told people to go buy Intel. Man, that's another good one. So what's the news with Intel? Did they have some any
the only thing is a partnership between Apple and Intel
Okay.
that they've
Yeah.
announced that sort of drove the stock price up.
Yeah. Yeah. No, Intel looks good. All these look really good. Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see if Friday was just like a one-off thing, right? Or if we actually are getting a sector rotation.
Yeah.
So we'll keep a close eye on it.
And then, oh, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, no, what else? What else you want to look at?
No, I guess like in terms of like another capital, not really capital rotation, but the with this like expansion of AI, I think the next thing that probably will become interesting is cybersecurity, like the Palo
Ah,
Alto
okay. I used to
CrowdStrike.
watch those. Let me see if I can remember. I know well, Palo Alto Networks, right?
Yeah,
That's a big one. What is it? Was it Palo? Yeah, there it is. All right, let's take a look at Palo Alto Networks. Yeah, they look really good too. Oh, and they're going higher, right? Unlike
yeah.
yeah, they're going higher. Interesting. Okay. All right, that's a good one to keep an eye on.
Because I think they're gonna become very necessary, like with this cybersecurity companies.
Yep.
That's how I'm looking at it. Because with AI, things are gonna become much easier. Like a lot of the vulnerability are gonna increase.
What was that one? Oh man, what was that company that? Do you remember that company that caused?
CrowdStrike.
Yes, Strike, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that caused the airplane to shut down. That caused all
Yeah.
the air. Yeah, CrowdStrike. Yeah, let's look at them. I was looking at their chart the other week. I remember it looked pretty good. Yeah, same thing. Looks really good.
Yeah.
Making a nice bull flag. Ah, okay.
I think we should have anticipated this one a little bit earlier, but
No, it's okay. It's hard to watch everything. All right. Let's. You know what? I got another one. I used to watch a long, long time ago. Cyber. What happened to Cyber? Maybe Cyber? Is it gone? Oh, I thought there was one called Cyber. Maybe I'm maybe I'm misremembering. What other ones you like for cybersecurity?
it's just the one that came up with so that another one ChatGPT suggests is Cloudflare.
Cloudflare. All right, I'll try that.
Yeah.
Net. Okay. All right, a little choppy, a little more choppy than the other ones,
I
but
think that one might be a good one to get. It's like closer to the. I like those types of stocks, the ones that are close to the moving average.
yeah, it's still bullish, right? I mean,
Yeah.
the direction is still up. Okay. Yeah, that's one. These are yeah. We haven't looked at these before. These are definitely some to keep in mind. Would you put Palantir? Yeah, I put Palantir. I would say Palantir is in the same category, right? They look terrible though. They look terrible. Would you say Palantir is cybersecurity or maybe more like cyber spying?
Yeah, that's kind of like where
They're more yeah
that's the territory they're in.
yeah they're more like they spy on us now. You know what? They look
Yeah.
bad. That chart looks bad.
Yeah, I don't like them much.
I don't either. All right, let's get rid of them. There's plenty of other. Yeah, if there's a company you don't like for whatever reason, there's no need to buy them because there's so many other alternatives and options, right? Well, I mean, not necessarily. Like if you don't like Elon Musk, I mean, there's really not too many. SpaceX doesn't really have too much competition. Tesla doesn't really have any competition that you could invest in. I think maybe there's some Chinese companies, but yeah, I mean, if you don't want to invest in those, that's fine. There's so many other sectors you can invest in. There's tons of stuff that you can invest in. But so yeah, if there's a stock for whatever reason you personally don't want to touch it, yeah, don't invest in it. Just stay away from it. Oh, Hood. I wanted to show Hood because Hood was also up 5% on Friday, and so it did sell off last week, and it recovered on Friday. But now, to me, what it looks like is it could potentially form a cup and handle pattern. And right, so here's the cup, and then if it can go up and break back above like 110 or whatever, then that's the cup and handle. And if it does make a cup and handle, then the target is like 151, and that takes it really close to all-time highs. And so this one I like. I still like Hood. I actually think this is a good, if you don't have any Hood and you want to buy some, I think this is a good position to buy it. because it's back below the 200-day moving average, the 50-week moving average, and it looks really bullish. Yeah, so hood looks good. Hood looks good. Anything else you guys want to look at?
I think for today, let's
Let me
see.
see. Oh, Circle. So Circle is another one I added to my list. Man, you guys remember when Circle had their IPO?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was insane. That was even crazier than the SpaceX IPO. So
Yeah.
Circle had their IPO. They opened up at 69, so 70. And then over the next 2 weeks, they went all the way up to like $300. Absolutely insane.
Yeah.
But since then, they've just sold off like crazy. Got all the way down to $50. Had a nice recovery here because I think I did try to buy some. Like I bought some here, when it was about 80, and then it sold off and I got out of it. And then it jumped back up again, and now it's back down at like 73. But I think it could still go a little bit lower because we still got a gap right here. And so I really think this gap needs to get filled. And it could even go back down to 50. But this is one where I think I might start DCAing. Just put in some money every few weeks on this guy, even if it drops all the way down to 50. So this is another one I kind of got on my radar. Yeah. Yeah. But all right. Anything else you guys want to look at?
For me, no.
I know. What was the other company? Sorry about that. Let me go quick. The power companies, like
Sure.
the Constellation,
Yeah,
Vistra,
so let's look
GE
at
Vernova.
yeah, so let's look at Bloom Energy first. So
We
Bloom,
already talked about that.
yeah, Bloom Energy looks bad, right? But I mean, it's really stretched. It's really high up there. So I'm not, and it's very volatile. Bloom Energy is really volatile. So I wouldn't be surprised if it fell back down, filled some of these gaps. Another one, right? Solar panels or solar energy. So Sedge. Sedge, I think, is gonna keep going down. Eventually get back to down to the 200-day moving average. So Sedge is one I watch. So is Enphase, and all these guys now, all these power guys that we're talking about, Bloom Energy, Sedge, Enphase. It's all for AI. It's all for getting power to these AI data centers. Same thing with Enphase. Now let's take a look at some of the nuclear ones. So let's look at SMR. SMR. No, this one is still really far down there. Let me go back. Let me go back. Let me go back. It's not. I think it's at a pretty good entry point. It seems like to me, it seems like it's consolidating. Right? It seems like it's
Yeah.
consolidating.
But it's below that
Yeah, below the averages.
average.
Yep. That said, though, if there is like a big sell-off in AI, this will get hurt, right? This will get hurt. But so we gotta keep an eye on that. But yeah, SMR. What are some other ones? I'm trying to remember.
There's this one called GE Vernova.
Okay,
It's
GE.
I think they're more in the
Aerospace, GE.
Vernova.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. All right. So tell me about this one. I have not heard about
It
this
used to
one.
be part of GE.
Oh,
They spun out of it, and then it became
wow.
yeah.
That chart's amazing. I mean, it does go
It's
back a
crazy. I
while.
wish
That's over 2
I
years,
got
right?
that one
But
actually. Yeah,
that is something.
but I think it's gonna keep going up. To be honest with you,
It looks like it. I mean, definitely if it falls below the if it falls down, to the 200-day
Yeah,
moving
it's pretty
average.
much GE. So
That's interesting. Yeah, that's it's power, right? It's
yeah.
right. It's electricity, right? Like we were talking about. Power is going to be, really required for all these AI data centers that are getting made. Um, let me look on. I have another watch list on my on one of my accounts. I can pull up my AI plays that I've been watching because I know there's there's a couple other nuclear reactor plays I was watching besides SMR, and I just need to get. Oh, you know what we can take a quick look at? We can look at Cerebrus. There's
Oh
Cerebrus.
yeah.
Remember these guys went public? CB.
See
They
what
had
happened.
some bad news, and
Uh-oh.
yeah. So they had some bad news. So they're kind of tanking. I can't remember what the bad news was about, but they had to. I can't remember exactly what it was, but they. But you know, it's like the circle chart we watched, right? A lot of these IPOs, a lot of times after they go public, they just sell off. So, but this is one it's worth keeping an eye on. Maybe see what it does in like 6 months, and maybe it's a good one to buy. I mean, there's so much stuff out there to buy. You really got to be picky, right? You really got to be picky,
Yeah.
and that's the hard part, right? That's the really hard part is picking the winners. Like last year, I thought buying Nvidia would be safe, and I was looking at Micron, and I actually owned ARM for a little bit, and I would have been better off just owning Micron and ARM.
Mhm.
So it's just it's tough. It is really tough.
I was thinking like with this capital rotation stuff, I know it is hard for as an investor to actually, try to gauge which way it's gonna go. You, do you think um the tools that we have like ChatGPT or Gemini will help with that if you prompt it right?
When I was looking at AI stocks to invest in last year, I was asking about the price per earnings ratio, and it kept telling me that Micron's price per earning ratio was like the lowest, right, compared to the other AI stocks.
Mhm.
And just based off of that, I should have bought Micron.
Yeah.
So it'll give you information. You just gotta know what to do with it.
Yeah.
But Yeah, I don't know. I still wouldn't. I don't know if I'd trust. I don't know if I would trust AI to pick the stocks for me. But I think it's an incredible place to go and get information, and then you got to make a decision. So
For next week, do you wanna this to be our topic, maybe like some segment of it
yeah, we can
about
talk.
prompting?
Yeah, we can. Maybe we mess around with AI next week, right? So we can
Yeah.
do a segment where I show you how to buy Anduril on Phantom Wallet, and then we can go to AI. Actually, let's do that next week. Let's go to AI, and we can ask AI about our some of our discussion points. Like we can ask AI, hey, do you think there is um, a rotation of money
Yeah.
happening right now between the sectors? And then we can ask AI, what do you think about here are some of the stocks we're looking at, and see what it says. So yeah, we can. So next week can be kind of more interactive. All right. So the other chart I wanted to show is Oklo. Oklo is another nuclear, like a nuclear stock. Um, Let me see what they do. Yeah, they are power producer. They also do small modular reactors. So they're like SMR. And then I think another one was called New Scale. Let me see. I'm asking AI what the competitors are for Oklo. Yeah, New Scale was the other one. Okay, so that was the three. There's also Nano Nuclear. I haven't heard of that one. X Energy? Huh. That's interesting. But let's look at New Scale real quick. Oh no, that's SMR. Sorry. New Scale is
No,
SMR.
I still don't understand if they can power, aircraft carriers. Like, why can't they power data centers? Like,
That's what they're trying to do.
some proprietary stuff or with the government, or what do you think is the reason?
No, that's what they're trying to do. I don't know. We gotta look into it. And these would be really useful because they are modular. You can move them to you can move and install them to wherever the data centers are.
Yeah.
I think it's just the technology is trying to catch up, right? I mean, these data centers are being built so quickly, and I'm sure it's nuclear power, so it has tons and tons and tons of regulations they got to get through. So
You think they will have data centers like floating ships?
well, the
Like, I mean,
big thing now that's going around is data centers in space, right? That's what Elon Musk has been talking about with SpaceX.
Yeah.
So that's the big thing now.
Over there, they don't really have to worry about cooling it if they
Yeah.
rotate it away from the sun.
But there's a lot of other technological challenges that they have to deal with. So I think we'll see what happens. We'll see which way people go. I think NuScale and SMR are the two big ones for nuclear energy. And then Bloom Energy was all about like fuel cells or something like that. Yeah, I think those are the three I was watching for a long time. All right. All right, cool. Cool. Well, let me shut this off real quick and then okay, let me go to WBS. Let me close that. Let me go back to our Zoom. All right. Yeah, good. So we'll see what happens next. Yeah, we'll see what happens next week. We'll see if this rotation continues with money moving into the SaaS stocks. We'll see if Bitcoin can hold 60,000. That's going to be a big deal. Another reason so July is typically a really, really good month for Bitcoin. Even the bears know that. Even the bears are saying that July Bitcoin's probably going to go up a bunch in July. So if Bitcoin can just make it through next week without completely falling apart, I think we'll see a decent rally in July. So next week's going to be important for Bitcoin. Yeah, we'll see if the sector rotation continues. I don't know if there's any big earnings or anything. You guys know if there's any news or earnings next week to keep an eye out for?
No, I don't know. I'm not sure there's any. I haven't. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, we'll see what happens. Yeah, all right. Good talk, guys. And then next week I'll show you guys how to buy the pre-stocks on the Solana wallet, and we'll do that live. And then we'll ask AI about our picks and see what AI thinks about what we're investing in. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good weekend. Have a good week. And
Bye.
See you next week.
all right.